This video might make you angry, it might make you mad, it might make you sad. This video might make you frustrated, it might make you angry or mad, or make you sad, or all of the above. The elderly people are being evicted, especially due to the big beautiful bill. Nursing homes are kicking out residents to where they have nowhere to stay. Not just at the nursing homes, but also you'll see in this video that elderly people are being evicted due to the cost of living as well. This is one thing you hate to see, the elderly being affected. Listen, I'm going to give y'all a moment to process what y'all about to see. Before we get into it, I need you to family, you already know what to do. And if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe and ring the post notification bell as well. Drop a comment below at any time letting me know what you think. You can drop multiple comments as well. It does not matter. All right, let's get into it.
My family's in Tennessee. I don't have anybody. My family's in Tennessee. Everything I got scarred.
These were the heart-wrenching words of 93-year-old Juanita Fitzgerald moments before she was arrested and taken away in handcuffs. Why? Because she refused to leave her nursing home after receiving an eviction notice. Juanita had been living at Franklin House, a facility run by National Church Residences, since 2011. But when she allegedly stopped paying rent, things spiraled. Juanita says she offered to pay, but the facility refused to accept her payments, claiming she was in violation of her lease. Imagine being 93 with no family nearby, and suddenly the place you called home turns you out. Police were called, no compassion, no second thought. She was taken to jail on her birthday. The video of her crying in custody has sparked outrage worldwide. Is this how we treat our elderly? Is eviction more important than human dignity? Comment below, should this have been handled differently?
That one got me lost for words, man. 93. Not only was she poorly treated, that woman put her hands on her, which is a known thing in nursing homes. The elderly are sometimes abused. She was evicted and jailed. She said she lost everything. She don't got no family in Tennessee, the state that she's in. I know business is business, but this is how we do the elderly, huh? In America. The best, greatest country in the world, whatever you want to call it. This one pissed me off. I'm not gonna lie, man.
I feel very sad. Very sad.
93-year-old Andrea Perez is packing up all her belongings.
I get tired. So many things that I have to do.
Andrea is being forced to leave the place she's called home since 1984. Not because of missed rent, but because her building was sold to a new developer. Now she, along with her daughter and grandson who live in the unit next door, are all facing eviction from their rent-controlled fourplex.
This is my home for 40 years.
We are being evicted through no fault of our own, just so that some company can make a buck off of us and off of our living situation.
The developer is invoking the Ellis Act, a California law originally intended to allow small landlords to retire by evicting tenants from rent-controlled units. But corporations are now using the law to evict long-term tenants and bring in higher-paying ones.
It's a crime. It really is. Companies that have mega money, they're using it to their advantage to get people out and then come into places like this and either renovate, demolish, or do whatever it is that they want to do with them.
The LA Tenants Union says this is happening across Los Angeles. That's why tenants from various neighborhoods gathered for a protest on Monday night.
It's full of tenants who have tired of this happening all over our city, our beloved city. We're just tired of it. We're tired of greedy people, developers. They're not mom and pop people. They're all developers.
According to the Los Angeles Housing Department, over 29,700 rent-controlled units have been removed in Los Angeles since 2001 under the Ellis Act.
That money to have to pay for one apartment is 4,000, 6,000.
Andrea and her family don't have much time left. They have to be out by October 25th.
My daughter, she don't want me to worry too much. Because I'm nervous, you know.
The family has set up a GoFundMe account for 93-year-old Andrea Perez. You can find the link on our website, foxla.com. And you certainly, you feel for these families and this 93-year-old.
And hoping they can find some place to go. Will you update us if you get word?
Absolutely. They are begging the city council to step in and do something about this.
All right, Gina, thank you for that.
Thank you, Gina.
This next man is 91 years old. Same thing. They told him he has to go. See, this is why sometimes I wish I was a landlord. I wish I just had billions of dollars. If I had billions of dollars, I wouldn't have billions of dollars no more, because I would give it away to those that need it. I would help house those that need it for free. Nobody would be homeless. That's the type of heart I got. We're going to roll this clip right here. Let's let this 91-year-old man share what happened with him just recently. Now, true enough, this man does not reside in America, but he resides right on the outskirts in the neighboring country, especially to Detroit, where I'm from. Literally, Canada's right there. This man is from Ontario.
You have to go, you have to go, you have to go, you have to go.
That's what Ventullo says the sheriff's office told him on Friday when they arrived at his unit, ordering him to leave by Monday. The one-bedroom apartment on Clinton Street is owned by George DeMello and his father, Josa DeMello, according to court documents. Ventullo tried to introduce us.
George, can we quickly interview you, sir? We'd love to hear your side of the story.
He denied our request. But the court documents show that an eviction order from last year was upheld on appeal in May so that DeMello could move into the unit to be close to his father, who has dementia and relies upon him for emotional, financial, and other support. Ventullo believes that the eviction is retaliation for his complaint about bed bugs.
Are
those bed bugs?
Look at that. What all about the box? They got off mouse over here. Look at that.
He says he's also poured thousands of dollars of his own money into repairs.
I have to take the floor off and fix with cement.
Ventullo, who says he suffers from depression, is a staple in Little Italy, known by many in the community.
That's crazy. He's an elderly man. Like, where's he going to go?
City Councilor Diane Sachs says there is a temporary solution.
Well, we worked hard with the city staff to make sure that there is going to be a bed for him tonight in a shelter.
While Ventullo's situation is terrible, Sachs says it's not unique.
The Ford government, with the way they've structured rent control, gives landlords a very powerful incentive to get rid of long-standing tenants by any means, fair or foul, because they could jack up the rent.
We reached out to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing, but did not hear back in time for this broadcast. Landlords in Ontario must follow a specific legal process to evict a tenant and can only do so for specific reasons, such as non-payment of rent and for the landlord's own use of the property, as is the case claimed here. Councillor Sachs says her team is working on finding Ventullo more permanent housing in this neighborhood so he can still be close to the medical facilities he frequents and remain in the community where he's cultivated relationships for 2 decades. In Little Italy, Michelle Mackey, City News.
So nursing homes are no longer taking Medicaid. So a lot of y'all gonna have to take care of your grandparents. It's just crazy. Thanks to y'all new president.
So now we kicking old people out of nursing homes. We just packing a bag and chucking up the dudes. That's what we doing now. Because that's what's happening. And the reason it's happening is because these states are not going to foot the bill. Remember that big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump signed? Yeah. He didn't give a crap about your grandma. You're going to have to move her in with you, boo-boo. He don't care. That's what people don't realize, and y'all are so gung-ho in supporting him, and he is tearing your life apart. Kicking old people out nursing homes over money. God, what would Jesus do? He would flip a lid, because this is inhumane, but this is what you voted for.
So since I posted this video last week, I have witnessed 3 more evictions. I have 2 pending evictions of people who reached out for me to help them, and a friend of mine just evicted 14 senior citizens from her building. This is not getting any better, folks.
So how come there's no budget for the elderly? You mean to tell me the government cannot find a budget to help those in need still? In 2025, y'all have made billions. Matter of fact, y'all have made trillions of dollars. Trillions. How rich do y'all need to get? Y'all can't help out the people that are in need, not even the elderly. The ones that work so hard to build up this country, the ones that work so hard to make y'all corporations rich. Y'all can't find it. I know y'all ain't got no heart. I know y'all have no conscience. I know y'all work for Hashatan the devil. I know y'all are his workers, right? I know that's who y'all serve. I know y'all are evil, evil people. But y'all can't find a budget, at least, to help these people out. But y'all can find budgets for migrants. Under Biden, they could find budgets to house the migrants, huh? Government is a joke.
So y'all, these elderly and disabled people were never told that they had to pay rent. They were previously homeless, and they said this was never communicated to them. The agency that placed them there is called Home at Last. So they thought, well, I'm home at last and I don't have to move anymore. They, furthermore, do not really have the funds to move. One gentleman says, I only get $200 a month. Now, before I have to fight for my life in these comments, because I will just block y'all. Please be kind. These are not able-bodied young people that can go out and get a job. They need help. And I understand that they have to make room for other people to move in there as well. But the thing about it is you have to communicate this and get people time. Give people time. Like they're telling them people pay now or you got to go. Where are they going to go? You took them off the street and placed them here and didn't tell them they ever had to move.
Apartment. She's been here for almost 2 years, but now says she's been told she has to move out in the next few weeks.
It was at the last minute that they said anything about moving, and they didn't say nothing about that when I first moved in here.
She and about 24 other people in this complex who were formerly homeless now say they're all being told they have to move. They say when they were placed here, they never knew that it was only for 24 months.
A lot of us are disabled, senior citizens, or have mental issues, and it's not fair to all of a sudden just put us out in the street like this.
They were originally placed here through a limited time program by an organization called Home at Last. They say they're now being told they have to pay part of the rent or be evicted.
I only get $200. So if you're going to tell me I got to pay the rent, which is $100, I can't go anywhere.
About 20 people are being evicted, so 20 more homeless can move in, which makes no sense.
I sent an email to Home at Last asking for a statement or a comment, but so far have not heard back. People here don't feel the proper procedures are being followed.
You know, to be evicted, you have to go through the court system. None of that has happened. They're just telling people they got to go.
I had to go try to find somewhere, which I need help to find somewhere to go.
These tenants say they're down to their last few weeks and they're getting desperate. They're now considering a lawsuit to be able to keep their housing.
So from the looks of it, pretty soon we will be seeing a lot of 70, 80, 90, and 100-year-old men and women, elderly men and women, and those with disabilities on the streets. This is what we're setting up for. We're going to start seeing this with our own eyes, not just on the internet. We're about to be seeing this in real life, in real time. It's getting real. It's getting real. They've crossed the line now. They've been crossed the line. It's some sad times we have to live through. We're about to see some of the craziest of crazy things. This being one of them. Some of the worst times, this being one of them. This next clip, their grandson scammed them out of their house. That's how you know we living in the end times. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money. Their grandson scammed them out their house, and now they're about to lose their house. Wow.
To the extent I wanted to commit suicide at one time, because it's just too much.
Losing the house is incredibly painful for this couple in their 80s, but it's how they lost the house that hurts the most. They say they were scammed by their own grandson. Doug Emerson is one of the neighbors who broke the news to the elderly couple. He noticed that when Hank and Helen were out on Sundays with their grandson, realtors would be showing the house to potential buyers. Emerson did some digging and discovered the grandson the couple loved dearly was selling the house without their knowledge.
I asked him outright when he came by, I said, "Is my house for sale?" He says, "Oh, no, don't worry about it." But it was for sale.
Not only was the house for sale, all the equity was gone.
He took out $360,000. Then he took out another loan for $65,000 and took out another loan for $47,400.
When the couple confronted the grandson, they say he left and never came back.
I just feel lost.
Check this next clip. This lady has paid over $200,000 for this senior citizen living community, I should say. And she's paying $5K a month, $5,000, until all of her savings ran out. And now she's being put out. I say this to myself all the time. Landlords don't have a heart. Me personally, I would let some people slide. You've paid me over 200 bands. You good in my eyes. You good in my books. You good forever. I mean, you can keep the little room. Just don't tell nobody. Keep it on the low. I know business is business, like I said. But it's just crazy how you fall behind on a couple of payments after paying these people a buku amount of money, then they put you out. I know it's business. I know that's how I go. That's the name of the game. But I guess that's why people like me and you aren't in this business. Because we got a heart. You got to be heartless.
96-year-old Jean Jacques has lived at her apartment complex for over 20 years. She's happy, healthy, and full of life. She says she was unbothered living here until a few weeks ago, when she received a 3-day eviction notice from the facility. In 2002, Jean says she signed a lifetime contract with the previous owner, California Nevada Methodist Homes, that said she could live here for the rest of her life. She paid a $250,000 down payment and was paying $5,000 a month in rent until her savings ran out.
I was shocked because the reason I moved into Forest Hill Manor was to be taken care of the rest of my life.
Back in 2022, Methodist Homes went bankrupt and sold the facility to Pacifica Senior Living, a for-profit company out of San Diego, with the clause that they would have to honor the lifetime contract like Jean's. But Jean and advocates for senior rights say the new owner is not doing that, and they want to evict Jean.
She's devoted all of her savings and money to this place. What would you do? I mean, can you see her out on the sidewalk? I don't think so. I mean, that's just insane to me. I don't care what the legal ramifications are here. This is morally unthinkable.
According to the eviction notice, Jean owes over $100,000 in late rent, and she must pay now or be evicted. KSBW reached out multiple times to Pacifica Senior Living for comment, but they did not get back to us. Alliance on Aging is helping Jean dispute this eviction and says they found an issue with the eviction notice. One being that the 3-day notice was not approved by the Community Care Licensing, the California Department of Social Services, which oversees these facilities. And the notice did not provide the tenant information on how to dispute the eviction.
You know, it's frustrating. You do get angry knowing that it's an elderly person that was just told, you need to leave. You need to leave the home that you've been living here for 20 years. You got to go. And where is this person gonna go?
For those fighting for Jean's well-being, they want the new owner to uphold the contract. Jean just wants to stay in her home.
They're not going. They'll have to bury me because I've no place to go. They've got all my money.
Yeah, talking to Jean, she's very alive, very well aware of the situation that's happening, and just wants to stay in her home that she's known for the last 20 years. Again, KSPW reached out multiple times to the company in charge of this facility and issuing this eviction notice. They did not get back to us, neither our calls or emails. Reporting live from Pacific Grove, Leslie Duarte, KSPW Action News 8.
Next up, this one is a story time. It's fairly long, but y'all watch it. Let her tell her story. That's if you would like to watch it, of course. But look, your cousin evicts your grandparents from their farm of 50 years to sell it for $1 million. The love of money. People are money hungry. They don't care about humans, not even their own grandparents. Evicting them from their farm for a piece of paper, for a debt note. That's pitiful. What a shame. But he don't feel no shame. Let's let her share this story time about her cousin and her grandparents.
Story time. All right, guys. I'm excited. I'm ready to put this shit out there. It's just there's so much to it. Ugh, I didn't know how to start it. So I am going to basically kind of sift through what I have in front of me and lay it out the same way that my mom has it laid out, because I feel like that's just the best way to tell the story. It's like the current kind of, and then the backstory. So disclaimer, I am going to be using like letters as in their names for the people that are involved in being served in this court case. And I'll be saying my grandparents' names and then keeping other people out of it that aren't involved, but you'll know. So, all right. I'll try not to bump that too much, but okay, let's get into it. Let's do it. Let's go. That should be better. Okay, so I have my little healing candle that is almost gone that my friend Scott, shout out to Scott, he makes. Lila. Hey. Okay, we're just going to get right into it. Okay, so purpose of document and summary from the top. This document details the background actions taken by Kay and JB to convince Sandra and James Hipsher, my grandparents, who are 83 and 86 as of writing this, to the deed of their 66.3 acre farm for $1 legal fee. Kay is their granddaughter, JB is her husband, and Kay is my cousin. The farm in question is located here and is an estimated value of over $800,000. Okay. The verbal agreement was made under the guise that Kay and JB would provide extended care for my elderly, disabled grandparents at their farm until the end of their lives. My grandparents signed over the deed to Kay and JB without the opportunity for any family discussions or legal advice. So at the time, my grandparents were being like pushed away from my mom and brainwashed to tell them that she was the bad guy. But they have learned, and it is very sad. It's a really sad story, the whole thing. And it sucks. So once the deed was signed, Kay and JB controlled her parents, my grandparents, interaction, and she had very limited contact with them until my grandpa was hospitalized. So my grandma contacted my mom and she went to visit the hospital, and she was shocked at their significant decline in health within like a month. I'm telling you, it was just like you could see the stress. And then she had immediate concerns about them, and then the stories came out. My grandma was telling us things that are just horrible. Like it's like a horror movie that they had to deal with, and almost 90 years old, where you should just be like relaxing and living out the rest of your days on your farm and just no worries. Like who wants to be that stressed out that late in life? Crazy. Nobody. But like who would do that to somebody intentionally? Okay, at this time, after the stories came out, we knew that we had to remove them from the farm, but finding a safe place that they could live would be really difficult because they were both afraid to leave the home. They've been there for 50 years. My mom grew up there. They originally lived in Indianapolis and then moved to the farm in Egypt, basically in the middle of the cornfields, like everyone thinks. So they grew up there. They had one neighbor that lives on their property, my grandma's friend, and she still lives there. So it was really hard for them. It took a lot of convincing, but they finally, my grandma kind of just took the reins and said, no, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. So my grandpa, he requires way too much assistance for just assisted living. So he needs to be in a full-blown like facility. And with the deed transfer, they didn't have the etiquette, financial assistance required. They didn't have the assets right now because it was all tied up. And so because of that, they lost their Medicaid. It just gets worse. So eventually my mom was able to get them a first floor duplex apartment near where she lives, just to like be able to pop in every day, help them get to the doctor, help them get groceries, whatever. And then May of this year, May of 2025 hits, and 1 year after they got the deed of the farm, Kay and JB took the steps to evict my grandparents from their home. They sent them eviction notices after promising them the world. We're going to build you a one-story house on your farmland to live out the rest of your life. You're not going to have to do a thing. We'll take care of you. Just give us your farm. We'll pay off the rest of your house. It's only $25,000. I mean, shit. What's that when you're trying to sell it for $1 million? Yeah, okay. At this time, my mom has to basically get them out of the house and get them into safety. My grandma was literally calling it the hell house. She didn't want to go there. She thought that they were trying to expire her. She told me this. She was so afraid for her life. She was so afraid. Okay, so back to the story. Luckily, the apartment became available like right when all of this had happened. So with the help of family and friends, my mom was able to move them out. And then my cousin was even trying to make that a problem. Like, I swear these people are just like on things that make them a little fucking crazy. But somebody had mentioned my mom and them going out to the farm to pack and move my grandparents. She was like, okay, this timing is fine. They show up and she's literally trying to say, you're not allowed on the property. Like, bitch, we're trying to get them out like you want. Are you going to do it? Because no, you're not. And then the shit that they stole. You already stole their whole entire life. Like, so steal their fridge and their washer and dryer while you're at it, you asshole. My grandparents are safe now. They're in a duplex. It's very sad. There's a picture of them. I may insert it. It's heartbreaking. It is heartbreaking. Someone had already put it on Facebook, so it's not like it's anything new, but it's so sad. The defeat and like the pure like loss and drain. And this happened so fast. Like, I saw my grandma and then I saw her again within a couple months, and she just looked so drained, and just you could see the stress on her and the not eating and not taking care of herself. And for them to be her new caretakers and to not even making sure she's getting her insulin, to hiding medication, to how are you taking care of these people? How could you say that? How could you say that with a clear conscience? Like, the fact that they still think that they are not in the wrong, it's just like there are such evil people out there. And this has taught me so much. This whole situation is just always trust your instincts, always trust. Don't always try to see the good in people, because some people don't have good in them at all. And I mean that. All right, part 2 coming. Stay tuned. We have a whole lot more to go to. All right.
Okay, now family, I told y'all this video might bring tears to your eyes. It might make you angry and upset like it did with me. Y'all let me know which part of this video was the saddest to you, or the worst situation outlined. Which one just brought tears to your eyes and made you upset? made you wish you had a solution? Or did the whole video make it to where you was like, man, I just wish I had enough money to save everybody. I wish I owned an apartment complex. I wish that I knew what to do to help these other people. Or there was something that I could do. Let me know which part of this video, if not the whole video, made you feel that type of way. Because I know it made you feel a type of way. It made you feel some type of way. I know it did. I appreciate y'all, family, for watching. Peace to my Hebrew fam. Shalom. I will catch y'all on the next one. Man, oh man. 2025 has been nothing but bad news. I love y'all. Catch y'all.